Hello there. This is Adventures Radio episode 6, technically 6, or 5. I have no idea. Anyway, it's just me today. Joe is out of town. The J to my D is out of town. So it's just DJELLIS today. We recorded a podcast last week, and I've got super busy with work, and I just haven't been able to upload it yet. I didn't upload it yet. So I will most likely upload this one and that one at the same time. Just go ahead and kill two birds with one stone today. So, yeah, it'll be on SoundCloud. Probably within the hour. I'll probably be doing it while I'm doing this podcast by myself. But it will be up today. Probably at like 11:59. They take for freaking ever to upload on YouTube. Maybe because I'm using iMovie to upload them, but I don't know. I haven't really found any other software yet. I'm very bad about finding things. I'm very lazy about it, but so yeah, today is just me. We're gonna do some things. What we're basically gonna talk about today is Black Panther's box office success. Sea of Thieves came out last Tuesday. A week ago from today, and all the reviews were kind of rounding up. Some Captain Marvel news that I'm very excited about. I finally finished the Westworld TV show. It's been out. The show itself has been out for a while, but I picked up the season 1 at Target the other day and watched it all, and whew, I'll do a short little review on that. And then at the very end, I want to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart. Power Rangers sequel. It hasn't been confirmed yet. It hasn't even been. There's no news of it. But basically I want to do kind of like a what if. Some dream casting. Some what we could see in a Power Rangers universe. But first, even though Joe isn't here, we're still going to do our soda of the week. Let me grab it. This week, I got something that I have been wanting to try for probably 20 years now. It's cream soda. I have no idea what cream soda is. It's made with aged vanilla. It's A&W cream soda. So if I don't like this, I'm willing to try another brand of cream soda if you'll tell me that there's a better one out there. I know when I tried root beer, I tried A&W root beer, and a lot of people told me to try IBC, I think it was. I haven't got around to it. I don't like root beer, so any kind of root beer I don't like. But here I go. I'm going to crack it open in the mic. Why? Good things don't have to die. All right. Let's see. It doesn't look like a liquid I would consume willingly. God, it's hard to open. Ka-chow. All right. Let's test this baby out. God, I'm nervous. I don't like the way it smells. 290 calories. Ain't nothing but sugar. Okay, yeah, I don't like that. I do not like that. I don't like that at all. Oh my god. It's not as bad as the Big Red. I don't like it. It's too darn sweet. If you hear moving, that's me moving the mic. I'm on my futon right now. I'm trying to find a comfy position for it. No, I didn't like cream soda. I didn't hate it. I'm willing to try other ones, but so if you guys know a better cream soda than the A&W one, I am literally willing to try it. So we'll just go ahead and start here. This will probably be a short one here. Short podcast. But we'll jump into kind of some quick news here. Black Panther. Oh my god, I didn't realize it was so long. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Right now I'm on boxofficemojo.com. I'll put all the links to this, of course. Let's see. So, Black Panther's box office, I didn't think it would do this good. It is right now, of all the ranks in its genre. So with 3D, it is the fourth highest movie. Box office wise, comic book adaptation is number 1. IMAX is number 4. And then superhero origin. So I'm guessing that's the first movie in a franchise, superhero franchise. It's number 1 in both of those. It's the number 1 grossing movie. Oh my god. There we go. That's the yawn I've been looking for all day. So Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's number 1. Marvel Comics is number 1. MCU top openers, it is number 1. So Black Panther has hit number 1 in almost all categories. All-time domestic is number 5. That's pretty good. That's really good. Yeah, that's dang. Because number 1 is The Force Awakens, and no one's ever going to get near that one. Avatar is number 2, which I don't get. Titanic is number 3, so James Cameron must be doing some kind of dark magic to get both of his films in the top 5. And then Jurassic World, I don't understand that one. And then Black Panther's number 5. And then so it just beat out Avengers, and Avengers was the number 1 Marvel movie. I'm guessing. So Avengers is number 6. And Black Panther beat it by like 7 million? 8 million. Beat it by about 8 million. The next Marvel movie, so Avengers is number 6. The next one is number 14, Age of Ultron, which did like 200 million less. Am I reading that right? Yeah, 200 million less than the first Avengers. Shrek 2 is in the top 20. I'm going to post this list. This is a fun kind of list if you're into this kind of stuff. Box office rankings, which I am. It's very interesting what random movies are up there. Some movies that you don't think would be up there. Dark Knight is number 8, which I can see. How many 100 movies? Dang. Thor Ragnarok is number 64. I love that movie. So I'm guessing there's all the movies are in like normal blue font, and then there's some that are highlighted in yellow. And I'm assuming that that's just movies that are still out or still getting money, because Jumanji is number 29 right now. So that's not bad. Buena Vista. Alright. So that's all I want to talk about with Black Panther. Even though I don't love Black Panther, it's doing pretty good. So I gotta give it props for that. I'll clap for that. It's doing pretty good. Even though people like me exist and I don't love it. I've seen it three or two times now. I mean, I don't love it. I don't want to get too into it, obviously, because we've done a review of it already. I don't know. I always go in with an open mind every time, and every time I always, around the same point, am just like, okay, I'm tired of this movie. And it's always around the point where Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger, goes to Wakanda. And that's where the movie picks up. But that's the point of the movie where I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to go now. My popcorn is empty, my drink is empty, my bladder is full, and I'm ready to go. But I don't know. So probably won't buy it on Blu-ray. But we'll see. I mean, I'm just excited for Infinity War at this point, and I'm sure everyone else is. So moving on to our next topic of discussion, we have Sea of Thieves, which is a game. It is PC and Xbox exclusive. So if you're a PS4 man like me, or a Nintendo Switch man like myself, you are SOL on this game that looks very interesting to me. It's essentially an open world online, what are those called? MMOs? I guess if Sea of Thieves falls into a MMO, let me know. I would assume it would. It's MMO, massive multiplayer online. I would guess it falls into that category. But basically, if you don't know what Sea of Thieves is at this point, it is an open world. You're basically thrown into this world, and you're a pirate. You have a pirate ship, or you think you can get a pirate ship. You can get a clan together. I'm pretty sure there's some NPCs, some non-playable characters walking around that you can mess with, smell their hands, steal their treasure, whatever you do. It's up to you, but there's always other players online. So if you're doing a quest where you have to go find some treasure, these other players can come out of nowhere and steal your treasure, destroy your ship, whatever they want to do. So, so it sounds cool. It sounds awesome. It sounds like a lot like the Pirates of the Caribbean Online that came out years ago, if you remember that. Sounds a lot like that to me. And I'm okay with that. That idea sounded fine, but apparently it hasn't been doing too well. I don't know about sale-wise, but I know Polygon gave it a 6.5 out of 10, which, yeah, 6.5. I haven't read the review yet. I've just seen their score. Let's see. I can see what IGN gave it real quick. But, I don't know. I mean, I like that it's, because I think it's cross-platform. So if you're playing on Xbox, you can play with people who are playing on PC, which is cool. Because there's only certain games that do that, like Nintendo Switch's Minecraft is cross-platform. Let's see. Have they even posted a review? I don't think so. They have not posted a review yet. Alright, yeah, no. They have not posted a review, so that's cool. That's whatever. I guess because it's so big. They did that with No Man's Sky as well. They didn't post a review for a hot minute, so I'll be on the lookout for that. Whenever they do post one, we will let you know. Let's see. But yeah, no, so it sounds like a good game. I almost picked up an Xbox just to play it. I almost bought one the other day, because there's a bundle that comes with it, an Xbox One S that comes with it. But, I don't know, it doesn't, I can see it, that kind of game being something that would have a lot of things wrong with it at launch. And that's apparently what it has, just a lot of online players just haven't been able to get online, the game hasn't been able to boot up. So, at launch, it just seems like a game that was too big at launch for a lot of people's Xboxes or whatever, and it just is one of those games kind of like Battlefront 2 where I'm going to wait a little bit to get it. Battlefront 2 I'll probably pick up sometime this week. It is on sale at Target, so I will probably pick it up sometime this week. It's like $30. There's a lot of games on sale. They're like half off, so I'll probably pick up that game sometime this week. But, so, we have two more things before we get into the Power Rangers 2 hopefuls. The biggest news I want to talk about, and it's something that I'm super pumped about, super pumped. I had like 5 people, literally 5 people send me text messages about this because they know how much I love him. Ronan the Accuser is going to be in Captain Marvel. He is confirmed to be in Captain Marvel. I know a lot of MCU fans don't love Ronan so much. They just think he's just another villain there. He didn't really do much, didn't have a real motive. I don't know what the heck about him I love Ronan a lot. He is amazing. I think Lee Pace did a great job with him. I just love his whole mentality of he just wants power. He's just chaos, chaotic evil, if you're a D&D fan. That's all he is. So he will be in Captain Marvel movie, probably maybe a short little cameo, or he might be there to help the main villain, or just be one of the main villain's buddies or whatever. I'm not expecting him to be, the main villain, but he will be in it, which is exciting. Even if he's in one scene, I'll love it. I'll love it to death. And Agent Coulson, Phil Coulson, whatever. I'm always bad with his name. Clark Gregg. He will also be in the movie. It's announced that Agent Coulson will be in the movie, and Korath. Okay, I didn't see that. Korath will be in the movie too. Who's one of Ronan's friends in Guardians of the Galaxy. The first villain we see in the movie when Chris Pratt is getting the Power Stone. He doesn't know it's the Power Stone at that time, but that orb at the very beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. He's that man that, stops him. If you haven't seen Guardians 2, or not Guardians, what am I saying? If you haven't seen Guardians 1, he's in the trailer. He's the guy where Chris Pratt's like, I'm Star-Lord, and he's the guy who's like, who? So, it's a good milk. Good movie, good milk. Good. This episode is brought to you by Barber's Milk. 2% or get out. So, it looks like, I'm reading it now, the movie's set to feature the Kree Skrull War. Okay. Which will be why Ronan is in it. He's a huge Kree guy. So that'd be cool to see, is the Kree Skrull War. That is hard to say. So, I didn't know any of this. How did I not know any of this? I hope that's not old news. I hope this is old news. I'm going to convince myself that it's old news. But, so, that's cool to see. Even, like I said, even if he's in it for 1 or 2 scenes, which it sounds like if it's going on during that war era, he might be in it for a hot little minute. We might see some Super Skrull if the Fox deal goes through. So, that's it. So, I'll read the little synopsis here. The story follows Carol Danvers as she becomes one of the universe's most powerful heroes. Then Earth is caught in the middle of a galactic war between 2 alien races. Set in the 1990s, Captain Marvel is an all-new adventure from a previously unseen period in the history of Marvel's cinematic universe. So it does take place on Earth. Maybe. Interesting. So that explains why Agent Coulson's there. Okay. Cool. Alright. No doubt. Cool. Alright. So we have one more thing here before I want to get into Power Rangers. Westworld television show. I watched it the other day. It took me about a week to finish it. I did want to space it out. I could have finished that show in a day if I wanted to, but I spent $40 on the Blu-ray, so I did want to space it out a little bit. Wow, what a show! If you haven't seen the original movie, you don't really have to understand what's going on. It's completely different. It's like its own thing. It's a retelling of that story, kind of, not really. It's the same concept of there being an amusement park that real people can go to, pay $1,000 a day to go to, and there's these androids there that look identical to people. You can not even tell the difference between a human and an android. And it's set in the Wild West, and you just kind of do whatever you want to in the days that you paid for. You can, rob a bank, you can just sit there if you want, you can go to a brothel if you want, you can do whatever you want. There's all these quests, anything you want to do. The old movie, it touches on that a little bit. The old movie, there's 3 different lands. There's medieval land, Greece land, Greek mythology land, and then there's Westworld. So there's, medieval world, Greek world, and then Roman world, and then Westworld. This one, I believe, just has Westworld. There's a hint in the last episode, spoiler alert here, there are like these samurai fighting that kind of come out of nowhere in this little heist part of the series that's going down. So I'm assuming that's going to be a big part in the future. There may be another park opening up, and that's just what that's going to be. But anyway, so I finished the show. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It's completely different from the movie. So if you hated the movie for some reason, the movie came out in 1973. If you've seen it and you just hate it, this show is really different from it. I would give the show a chance. The movie is a little bit more, not kiddie so much, but it's a little dated. It's got that 1973 vibe to it, where it's a very short movie and it's very simple. It's 2 guys versus 1 guy, and it eventually becomes a 30-minute chase scene there at the end with Yul Brynner and whoever plays the mustachio hero. I forgot his name. But So I love the old movie. The old movie is one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time, just for during that time period, how cool that idea was. The idea of AI becoming sentient and essentially taking over was prevalent there, and it's prevalent now. So Westworld kind of takes a different turn on that. The TV show, it stays with that whole idea of AI kind of becoming sentient, starting to have memories of old guests and what old guests did to them, and them dying, and they're starting to remember some of that stuff. Some of them are, a lot of them are still blissfully going about their day. But the TV show has there's 2 different timelines going on that you don't know there are 2 different timelines going on until about the last 2 or 3 episodes. You're like, mind blown. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I don't want to do that, even though it is an older show-ish, came out a hot minute ago. I don't want to spoil anything, just in case the off chance that someone hasn't seen it yet and is about to pop it in, is listening to this right now. But it's a darn good show. I would probably give it like a 10 out of 10, maybe. So, it's got great acting. Anthony Hopkins is in it, and you can tell he cares about this role. We've seen him in a lot of roles recently where he just seems like he's looking to get paid. Transformers The Last Night, wink wink. This one, he is giving it 100%, and he is menacing. He's everything that you want Anthony Hopkins to be if you've seen Silence of the Lambs. He is amazing in this. Liam McPoyle, I don't know his real name. Liam McPoyle from Always Sunny in Philadelphia plays a big part in the show, and it's cool to see him take on a serious role like this. Because I'm used to him being the, robe-wearing, milk-drinking guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia who is crazy and who yells all the time. So it was cool to see him in a different, more serious role. And there is one scene where he starts screaming at someone, and I lost it because he sounds just like he does in Always Sunny when he screams, at, Charlie and Mac. So it was hilarious. That one part was. Other than that, that TV show is, I would say it's almost perfect. There's probably one part in the last episode I turned to who I was watching the show with, and I was like, this might be the only part of this show that I'm like, about. Something that's it's not unrealistic so much, but it's just, you've got to make the characters that you're following the whole show win when they're going up against these armed, trained guards or whatever. I don't know how to say it without spoiling it, but there's one part there where I'm like, okay, that's a little unrealistic, even though the whole concept of the show is unrealistic, but it's a very good show. It's not like a fun show that you can just put it on and then play your Switch and, not really pay attention and then just have it on in the background. You have to be paying attention to every little detail of the show because everything matters. So, it's a good show. Season 2 comes out April 22nd of this year, and I'm hoping to be catching it live. But if not, I'll just probably buy the DVD. I'll probably buy the DVD if I don't. Even if I hate it, I love buying the DVD of things. I just bought the DVD of Justice League, and I didn't love that movie, so I got a problem, but it's a problem I don't see me fixing anytime in the future. So yeah, Westworld is great. Watch it, please watch it if you haven't seen it. It is amazing, and I don't work with anyone that has watched it, so I don't have anyone to talk to it about except for my girlfriend and people on the internet. That's it. Other than that, I don't have anyone to talk about it to. The movie, I want to talk about the movie for a little bit, and the differences between the movie and the TV show. So the movie, its concept is the same thing. It follows 2 main guys, James Brolin and then his buddy. I just don't remember his freaking name. But they go to Westworld. James Brolin's been there before. His friend hasn't. And, they're just living their day. And then this one, Yul Brynner comes up. He plays the gunslinger. That's his name. He's an android. He messes with them at a bar. They kill him at the bar in a little, duel. Because it's Westworld, and so why not? He's an android, he's not going to hurt you. So, they mess with him, Then he shows up later to mess with James Brolin, and James Brolin's friend kills him again. And you don't really see him for a while there. There's about 25 minutes there where they're just living in Westworld. It kind of flashes back to Westworld, and then there's a character in Medieval World that they're following, and that whole character in Medieval World is basically in love with the Queen, and in order to win the Queen over, he's got to kill the Black Knight, which at first I was like, that's kind of irrelevant, but I guess it's just showing the different worlds. And then it shows him fighting the Black Knight, and in Westworld, the movie, the host, which are the robots, are always supposed to let the guest win, basically. They can struggle a little bit, but at the end of the day, the guest is always supposed to win, and they're not supposed to get hurt. Well, the Black Knight just stabs this random guest, just kills him in their duel. And so when that happens, you're like, okay, S word is going down, crap's going down. And so there's this virus that's kind of spread out throughout the park, throughout the androids. So then it flashes over to Westworld, and Yul Brynner, the gunslinger, shows back up. He kills James Brolin, and then kind of goes nuts. And then there's this 30-minute chase scene between him and the main guy, and it eventually ends in Yul Brynner getting destroyed. And yeah, so oh my god, there's 2 yawns in one podcast. So that's essentially the plot of the movie. It's super simple. It's just your classic action movie of AI taking over a park, going bad. It's from, ironically, the same guy who directed Jurassic Park. So it's good. The movie is good. The show I think is better. The show I think is probably one of the best TV shows I've ever watched. Serious TV shows I've ever watched. It's definitely my favorite show before this was Shameless. I think Westworld, even after watching one season, has become my favorite TV show. So it's good. Go check it out. It comes on HBO April 22nd. The new season does. I don't know what time. So go check it out. It is amazing. It's an amazing show. So last up here, I guess we'll be talking about, it's been a year, not to the day, it's been a year, March 24th, since Power Rangers 2, or not Power Rangers 2, Power Rangers came out. In 2017, March 24th, Power Rangers came out. I loved it. I loved that film. I loved the remaking, the retelling of the story. It's an origin story movie. A lot of people were very upset that there wasn't so much action in it. It's an origin story movie. I loved it. I loved all the actors. I loved Elizabeth Banks as Rita. I thought I would hate her from the trailers. And I loved the concept of her being the OG Green Ranger, which is kind of where our transition into Power Rangers 2, which hasn't gotten any news yet. If you've seen Power Rangers, you know that the post-credit scene is them all in detention with the teacher calling roll, and then all of a sudden he keeps saying Tommy Oliver. It flashes over to a green jacket, and there's no Tommy Oliver there. Tommy Oliver, if you don't know, is the Green Ranger, who is the coolest Ranger in existence. He was originally played by Jason David Frank, who has a little cameo in the Power Rangers movie. So a lot of people, the day it came out, are speculating who they think should play Tommy Oliver, what they want from the sequel. A couple months later, we find out the movie didn't do that great, as great as we thought it would. Even with toy sales, with DVD sales, it didn't do that great at all. Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rotten review, which I think is BS. I love the movie. I think it's great. I own it on Steelbox. I want to watch it right now after talking about it. I love it. Every part of that movie I loved. There are some parts that are slow, but every movie's going to have that. The Godfather is slow. I'm not comparing the two, but I'm just saying every movie has a slow part. This movie is a origin story, so a lot of people saw those slow parts stretched out for 2 hours until the last 15 minutes, where there's the huge Megazord battle between them and Goldar. So, the day it came out, me and my brother, we went on a trip to see my dad, who at the time was working in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So, we saw the movie and then drove to Atlanta. The whole drive to Atlanta, we're talking about what we want from the Power Rangers sequel, if there will be a trilogy, will there even be an extended universe to it? All these things are still, it's not confirmed that it won't happen, but it's not confirmed that it will happen. And especially now with Power Rangers toy company now being bought by Hasbro, I think that deal is either happening already or it will go into effect in 2019. I have to do more research on that. But with that being said, Hasbro makes the Transformer movies. We could still see hope for the Power Rangers movie franchise with Hasbro buying them. I don't know. That's just me latching on to one nugget of evidence that I really want to happen. Hasbro makes Transformer movies. Transformer movies, as horrible as they are, have great budgets. And I don't blame Hasbro for them being bad. I blame another yawn. Oh my god. It's 3 o'clock and I slept till 10 today and I'm tired. What is this life I'm living? So, anyway, where was I? Hasbro, they make Transformer movies. I don't blame Hasbro for them being bad. I blame Michael Bay for them being bad. He is the writer, he is the director. He essentially, at the end of the day, is the one that says, yep, that's good to go. Throw it out there. Can't be doing that. So, I think with Hasbro buying them, we might see hope for a sequel or at least a reboot, which I don't want. I love all these actors and I want to see them in the next movie. But if all else fails, there'll be a reboot. But what I want to talk about today is kind of a what if. What if we get that sequel? What if we get an extended universe? So let's just dive right into this rabbit hole here. So obviously, if you're talking about a what if sequel, you got to talk about casting. I posted on Reddit earlier today. Let's see. On who I think should play the Green Ranger. Let's see if I got any replies. Okay. So I got 2 replies, and they're both replies that I kind of agree with. No one gave me an actor name, which is all I asked for. I didn't ask what y'all think, but all I asked was who y'all think would play a good Tommy Oliver on the silver screen. I think, and I have an answer for both of these, but I think it would be interesting if you made Tommy Oliver a female character. I'm not so devoted to Power Rangers that I would, think it's the end of the world if you make Tommy Oliver a man. I love the Green Ranger. I have a whole shrine to him in my room. I'm looking at it right now. But Rita was a Green Ranger. She was a female. I don't think it'd be too far-fetched for them to turn the Green Ranger into a female. I would be okay with it. Tommy is also a girl's name. You have Tommy Lahren on Fox. So I'd be okay with it. If that was the case, who I'd want to play Tommy Oliver, my number one choice here, and if you have listened to our podcast, you will know the answer before I say it, Tessa Thompson. She plays Valkyrie. I think she would be amazing. She is a little bit older. A lot of these actors are, obviously they're not in high school. My voice keeps cracking there. So I'm not used to talking this much. I'm used to Joe being the talker and me being the listener. Hashtag Skyrim reference. But, so, I would be alright if they made Tommy Oliver a lady. And I think Tessa Thompson should play her. That is my number one choice. I don't know if I have other choices, but Tessa Thompson should play her. I think that'd be amazing. I think she would be amazing. She would kill it. But if you want to go the route of a male-led character here, my number one choice is probably Aaron Taylor Johnson from Kick-Ass or recently from Age of Ultron. He plays Quicksilver. I like him a lot. I think he would fit that role a lot. As an actor, I don't know that he's all that great, but I think he has the physique of him. He kind of has the maturity looking role to it. He looks a little bit more mature than the rest of the characters, and he is ripped. The dude is jacked. Another guy I would want to play him, and this is just off of me watching The Punisher recently and watching Westworld recently, is Ben Barnes. He plays Jigsaw Billy Russo in Punisher. He doesn't play Jigsaw. He plays Billy Russo, who turns into Jigsaw, and he's in Westworld as well. I think he'd be cool. He's kind of got the height. He's super tall. He's super ripped. I don't know why that is such a factor for me, but I think he would play a good Tommy Oliver, a very good, arrogant at first, but then kinds of falls into that leadership role, and we've seen that leadership role with him playing Prince Caspian in the Narnia movies. Even though those were a hot minute ago, I think he could take that same charisma and put into the leadership role, maybe in the third movie or at the end of the second one, whenever they have to come together to fight the villain that they want to fight. Going into that, I think the story for the second movie, if it happens, my what if scenario here would be Rita gets defeated, she gets punched into space like Team Rocket did, like she did in the end of the Power Rangers movie. So she gets defeated, she, I guess, would come back to Earth or whatever, and then she would be like, okay, I can't defeat these guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my coin and give it to someone who can, a new kid or whatever. Gives it to Tommy Oliver, played by Tessa Thompson, or Aaron Taylor Johnson, or Ben Barnes. Gives it to them, kind of controls their mind, makes them evil like she does in the Green with Evil 5-episode series, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So Tommy Oliver becomes the Green Ranger, starts creating havoc. The Power Rangers have to team up together, fight him or her. They get defeated by Tommy Oliver. This one ranger defeats 5 elite rangers. They go to Zordon. They're like, yo dog, what up with this MF? And he's like, bring him or her here. We'll try to, Rita's got a control on them, blah blah blah. So they fight him again, and maybe not so much defeat him, but more main him or her. Defeat the Green Ranger, and capture him, bring him to Zordon. Zordon clears his mind, and they have to come together to fight who I think should be the villain. A lot of people said Lord Zedd. I think you make Lord Zedd the third movie. I think you have in this one, and he's not so much a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers villain. He was announced, or his first appearance was in Ninja Quest, which, let me see. Okay, so he is in Mighty Morphin. He is in Mighty Morphin episode, or season 3, and then he's in Power Rangers Zeo. So I guess Ninja Quest is just the first episode he's in. But you put Rito Revolto, who is Rita Repulsa's brother. I think that would be an interesting take on a lower tier villain that, not a lot of people know. But so that way you have kind of that villain. You maybe make him and Rita team up against the Rangers themselves, or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. Have them team up. The Green Ranger and the Power Rangers have to team up to defeat Rita and Rito. And then that's your movie. Rito Revolta, I'll put a link of what he looks like if you don't know on the Mighty Morphin wiki. But I think someone that would play him, because Rita, Elizabeth Banks, plays she's very wild, she's a very frantic villain. I think you have someone who kind of evens her out in a very calm, but still very menacing way. I think you have Jason Isaacs, who is Lucius Malfoy. I think I just butchered his name. You have Lucius, whatever his name is, Malfoy. Malfoy's Poppy from the Chamber of Secrets, from all the Harry Potter franchise. You have him come in and play Rito Revolto. I think that would be awesome. I think you'd have kind of a calm and collected villain, as well as that, berserk villain that Elizabeth Banks plays, which I like. So that would be my sequel, Power Rangers 2. Green Ranger's a villain for probably about the first 2/3 of the movie, then the last third of the movie, he has to join up with them and defeat the main villain of Rito or Rita, or both. I like the idea of having Rito in there because we've already seen Rita as the main villain. So I like the idea of having Rito Revolto come in there and them both being a kind of the villain pair. Maybe have a Megazord battle with the Dragon Zord and the Megazords, but I think that last fight scene needs to kind of show up their martial arts ability. We saw it a little bit in the first movie, but that last fight scene is more or less a Zord battle. So I think that'd be cool to see the last fight scene between, the six of them versus Rita and Rito be more of the martial arts on the ground. But earlier in that film you have the Dragon Zord, because you can't have the Green Ranger without the Dragon Zord. You have the Dragon Zord, and then you have their Megazord fight each other, and maybe he destroys that Megazord with the Dragon Zord, or maybe they destroy each other in that fight scene. So we'll see. And I think your post-credit scene of that movie needs to be Rita going to Lord Zedd, almost in a Thanos type way, asking for help. She knows of him, which would introduce Lord Zedd, and it would also introduce a bigger universe. Because I think you have to make Lord Zedd have a name for himself, and I think the way to do that is to have him have already killed have a flashback of him, maybe in the third movie or at the end of the second movie, her going to Lord Zedd, and him killing Power Rangers who were wearing kind of this Power Ranger space outfits from that other series, Power Ranger Space, or there's a couple of Power Rangers in space, but have, their suits be there. He's destroyed them, they're no more. And so she's like, yo, Chief, we need to go kill these guys. And he, is like, okay, let me get the Infinity Gems real quick. Cross universe, go nuts with it. No, not really. I think you have him show up at the post-credit scene of the second movie. And the third movie is the six Rangers are there. Rita's gone. I think you can have Rita in this movie a little bit, but you've already had 3 movies throughout. So I think you have Lord Zedd come to Earth, who I think should be played by... And I have 2 casting people here. I have Mark Strong playing him. Maybe voice acting him, because I don't think Mark Strong is that tall. But obviously I think Lord Zedd would have to be CG. You have Mark Strong voicing him, or you have Javier Bardem playing him. So I'm good with either of those. They both play super intimidating people, so I'm down with both of those people playing him. So I think you have him come down to Earth, fight the Rangers. Maybe they lose a couple battles, and he levels a city or two, do what Lord Zedd does, and then have him eventually be defeated by the Rangers, all 6 of them. And I think that's going to open up the Power Rangers universe, because, Earth, these Mighty Morphin Rangers destroyed Lord Zedd, we can make him be kind of a villain throughout the universe, and then more Power Rangers from different universes come to Earth, and they're like, yo, you did this. And then you have, Power Rangers from different times, or different universes, aka Time Force, come in and be like, yo, dog, there's more threats out there than just Lord Zedd, and, create this universe. You can create a Power Rangers Time Force movie. Maybe Dino Thunder. I know Dino Thunder is a big one that a lot of people like. Maybe that one. Kind of create a Power Rangers Zeo. Turbo's okay, but it would open up with so many universes. You can't really do them a lot on Earth because of these Rangers on Earth, because if you start making more Rangers on Earth, it's going to kind of water down our 6 main Rangers. So I think if you do it on a different parallel, or like a different universe, or in the future like you have with the Time Force Rangers, I think that would be cool. If you have them Power Rangers Zeo, which does take place on Earth, but kind of make it in space, or Power Ranger Space, and make them, obviously be these Space Rangers. I think you could do that. You can't obviously create as many TV shows as there are. Maybe 3 or 2, spin-off movies, and then eventually have them come together to fight some greater evil, kind of like a Power Rangers mashup. Maybe Lord Zedd comes back, or maybe you wait to have Lord Zedd until that mashup movie. I don't think you can do that without, with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. If it was a trilogy, you would have to have them in there eventually. But I think that would be a cool concept. That's just my what I want basically from the Power Rangers movie series. I want 2 more movies with the Green Ranger and then Lord Zedd. And then I want some crossover movies. You can make that a universe. I don't think they're trying, I don't see it happening in the future, to be honest, even with Hasbro buying the toy rights, just because the movie didn't do all that hot, and I know a lot of people who don't like the movie, and there doesn't seem like there's a drive for a sequel. So that's all I guess I got today, guys. I know you're probably tired of my voice. It's been so far 46 minutes of just me. Joe will be back next week, and I'll go ahead and post the podcast from last week on there, because I didn't do that because I am a lazy piece of garbage. I am nothing but garbage. So, hopefully next week I won't have to talk as much. I can just let Joe go off on his tangents, which I am A-okay with, because this whole talking thing, it is rough. I'm going to need some water or some cream soda. So I will wrap it up, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you have anything you want to say, leave it in the comments. If I'm trying the wrong kind of cream soda, please let me know. If you have a soda that you want us to try next week, or any kind of drink, please leave it in the comments below. We are always looking for horrible sodas to try, or horrible drinks, or sodas that we just haven't tried yet. I'm still addicted to Squirt, which is a soda that we tried about 4 weeks ago, it seems. So, I'm learning new things every day. So that's all I have, guys. We are on Stardust, which is a movie review app. Follow us at DJELLIS, and then I'm silledillon, I think. I think I'm just Dillon Ellis 205. I'll put our accounts below in the description. That's all I got, guys. Follow us on SoundCloud if you want to listen to the podcast a little bit early before it is on YouTube. It'll be up there as well, so go to adventuresanonymous.com. I'll put a link to that as well. On Facebook, we're Adventures Anonymous. The podcast should be on the website. I haven't checked in a while. It should be on there. Our YouTube is linked to it. But that's all I got, guys. So, until next time, I can't say Jonas Joe's thing. So, adios, amigos. Stay classy out there. So, see you guys.